Our Sports Inquirer here with Coach Fuqua from Georgia State football, defensive coordinator. Camp's kind of wrapping up toward preparing for Tennessee. Just overall impressions of how the fall has gone for the team.
I've been pretty impressed. Definitely an older group this year than we went into the season with last year. But been very pleased with the guys grasping the new stuff that we've done and their attitude about striving to be the best they can be each day.
Now, it's your third year with the program, correct?
Yes, sir. Going into year 3.
Going to year 3. So what's the comfort level now with the team as far as your system? I know you're making adjustments constantly, but I'm sure the principles still are similar. How comfortable are the guys?
Definitely year 3, it's our third recruiting class. Those guys are juniors now, so probably half of those guys have played a lot of reps in our system. Still, those 2 classes behind them haven't got a lot of reps in it yet. But last spring was really important. This summer they did a good job out there together, and so far this camp they've been pushing each other and grasping the new things that we're doing. So for the most part, really excited about what they got going on.
What was that last year having a young secondary? I think at one point you may have had 4 freshmen or at least redshirt freshmen out there at the same time.
Definitely first for me in a long time to ever have that young of just a defense, but the secondary for sure for about 5 or 6 games was true freshman, redshirt freshman. Had to move some guys from corner to safety, and then the safeties around. So for me, it was a big learning experience, frustrating at times, but I've learned. I think I can't be too vanilla. I still got to try to push those young guys to try to put them in better situations than just trying to get them lined up.
And who are some guys from that secondary that have had good camps for you?
JJ has done a really good job. He's our field corner right now. He was one of the guys that was our strong safety. Moved him to field corner. I think he's taken that position and run with it. We were able to take an older guy that was injured last year and move him from outside to inside, and I think that helps us a little bit in the slot. And then our boundary corner as well is going to be a guy that played a lot last year.
Now, how about your linebackers? I know it comes back, he'll help you out there. Or your front 7 in general.
Right.
And Thomas as well. Just talk about that front 7 and how those guys are performing. Linemen and
the 2 interior guys, Ann and McQueen are our 2 oldest guys. Played a lot of reps. Been really impressed with the way those 2 guys have attacked camp, leadership-wise and all that. And my guys at outside backer, Vic has played a lot of games as a true freshman after his junior year. And Jordan Strawn, our other outside backer, started about 4 or 5 games as a redshirt freshman last year. So those 2 got a lot of reps under the belt. And then up front, Dante's played a bunch, Terry's played a bunch. You get Hardrick back from our first recruiting class, who had a year off last year. Really excited to see him back in the rotation with his motor.
And what about Tennessee itself? How do you prepare for a first game? I know it's Tennessee, and everyone's looking forward to it, but I'm sure they've made changes in their offseason as well. How do you handle this first contest schematically?
Well, and that's the big challenge. They got a new offensive coordinator, coming from Georgia, so you got to watch a lot of different film. Personnel-wise, you watch Tennessee to see what they got, and then scheme-wise, watch a lot of Georgia stuff to see what they've done versus similar defenses. But for the most part, trying to get as many formations that you can, understand where we need to line up, how we need to fit it. And then the big thing is just understand we got to play really, really fast and tackle well in space. And that's any game, you got to tackle well in space. And I think that's what, eliminating the big plays is going to be something big for us this season in this first one.
And I'll talk 2 more things. Talk off to the offensive guys and Coach Elliott as well about the noise and playing in front of 100,000 people. Is it different defensively because they're probably going to be quiet for their offense? And do you still deal with those type of things as far as signaling and maybe not communicating as well?
Oh, no doubt. We've got to hand signal things every play. I mean, regardless of the noise, to be able to get on the same page. But since I came to Georgia State, at practice, the music is always blaring. So being able to communicate is something that they got to deal with regardless of what stadium that they're playing in. They played, Penn State was a big one. They played in some big ones, but just the environment of practice for us, it's loud every day, so they're getting accustomed to it.
Everyone's looked at this last thing. Everyone's looked at the offense professionally, offensive talent like Penny Hart, Nick Arbo, guys who are playing now professionally. But defensively, you've had some guys emerge, including Chase Middleton. He's at the Atlanta Falcons camp.
Yeah.
Talk about him and then some of your other guys that have passed through here the past 2-3 years, getting those professional opportunities.
Yeah, Chase came back, I guess, our scrimmage last Saturday. He was on the sideline. He just got, signed, I guess, a couple of days before that. So it was really exciting to see him back. He was a guy that played for us, started 2 years for us, really good, strong leader for us. Excited to see him do well. Big Mac is playing, I think, now just signed in the Canadian League with Julian. And then, Sully is still doing his thing, I think, with the Packers now. So those are guys off those first two years that we've had that are doing well for themselves at the next level. And hopefully the guys that we have now can continue to try to strive to get to that level.
And lastly, how does that help just with the recruiting and just motivation for the guys here currently to see their brethren playing a professional level?
I think that is always big when they can look over their shoulder and see a guy that's, if he makes it, he makes it, but at least is having that opportunity to go play at that high level. So I think that's big for those guys. But I try to tell everybody, they're going to find you wherever you're at. They have guys, it's their job to scout and find those guys whatever level and at whatever university. And we're blessed to get all those 32 teams to come by and see our guys.